We brought up the Heisman conversation a few weeks ago, and Hunter and Jainty are certainly in this. I think they're locks to be in New York at this point, personally.
Jainty didn't have a great showing on Friday night, unfortunately for his cause. He was not very good in that game.
And he still got over 100
Buck
yards.
26 and a tutty.
He had 128 yards.
Isn't that crazy?
But he averaged less than 4 yards a carry. I mean, I watched every down of that game. He was not – his longest run of the night was 16.
No,
Everybody was kind of waiting for him to like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to
certain.
happen? And they bottled him up most of the night.
I know, but his down day is 126 yards, and they still won, which is important for him.
Yes, it is.
Your guy, Dillon Gabriel, is the Vegas favorite to win the Heisman Trophy right now. And this is – it's become a little bit of a polarizing topic of a lot of people saying, yeah, he's good. He shouldn't win it. Like, he's kind of getting a little bit, and it's not him, but the idea of him being the favorite has generated a little bit around the college football landscape. Blowback to a certain extent of like, no, he shouldn't win it, but it's largely been a quarterback award.
Yeah.
I still think there's a spot, an opportunity, if Colorado's 10-2 and Hunter plays the rest of the year and Jainty and Boise State are the playoff team, I still think they are better bets, but it's interesting that in Vegas, it's Dillon Gabriel again.
The quarterback for the number one team in the country is always going to be in the mix with a Heisman Trophy. That's just the way it works, whether it's Oregon or Alabama or Georgia, whoever else. Like, you're just in the conversation. I do think Gabriel's having a great year. He's got funky turnovers every now and then, but in their biggest game, he was outstanding, and he carved up Ohio State, who has an elite defense. He had a rushing touchdown in that game. He used his legs. Like, he's having a really good year this year. Having him be the favorite right now, I do chuckle a little bit at. And maybe this is just me being tired of it being a quarterback award. The 1 and 2 in this market right now should be Travis Hunter and Ashton Jeanty.
You don't even think he should be top 2?
You can put him third. That's fine. If you want to tell me he's third, he's having a really good year. I don't have any issue with that. I'd love for another Duck quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy. Don't get me wrong. Dude, Travis Hunter is doing something we've never seen anybody do this before. You just gave the stat. Him being offensive and defensive player in the same conference in the same week.
Never happened.
It's bananas, man. He played almost every single snap. He's the best player on both sides of the ball for their team. He's the best player in the entire sport. The biggest question for Hunter, and I remember talking about this early in the year, was twofold. One, will Colorado be manageable enough to win enough games to have him be in the conversation? Because if they go 4-8, you ain't winning a Heisman Trophy on a 4-8 team, as dumb as that might be. So they got to win enough games for him to do it, and then he's got to stay healthy. That's been the scary part about him playing every down, basically of every game, is he gets banged up at some point. He ends up missing a chunk of time. So last year he got hurt. Earlier this year he missed a little bit of time. He left one of their games early, kind of came back, but he has been relatively healthy and playing at a high level. If he continues this and finishes the year, and they have the record that now we're predicting they're going to have of maybe 9-3
or 10-2,
dude, it's a runaway freight train. It's him, and it's not even close. Like Jeanty, I know that we can laugh at his down game, quote unquote, being 128 yards. You guys are right to kind of chuckle at that. The tough part for him was the start of his year was getting compared to Barry Sanders' all-time record-breaking season in college football. And there were numbers going around Friday. Like, Barry Sanders' lowest game that year was like 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, I think that's the hard part. If we were setting him up for this bar of, like, can he live up to that? And having under 4 yards a carry against UNLV, who does have a good rushing defense, it was just tough because they don't have a lot of marquee games left on their schedule. They already played Washington State, which was one of their bigger ones. He torched Oregon. This was a Friday night kind of standalone game that probably got decent eyeballs. You got Oregon State at the end of the year that maybe will be there. I think it's a Fox game if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a couple of shots, but he's just not in a lot of big-time national TV platform games that's going to help his cause.
Yeah, the thing that railroaded him a little bit, and I don't think he cares. He seems like a good, level-headed dude.
Yeah.
He sat. Like, there's 1 or 2 of these games where he sat in the second half because his rushing totals were amazing and they were blowing people out.
Against Utah State, he had 13 carries. Against Portland State, he had 11.
And if he would have played the second halves and just gone for 300 to 400 yards, which he probably could have
easily,
he's in this Barry Sanders all-time rushing breaking season.
Yeah.
The crazy thing on Hunter is, like, I 37 going on 38. I watch these guys play football, college pro, and I just go, God, my body would be hurting so bad. And you would think that about Hunter. Did you see him catch a touchdown pass this weekend and he just did a backflip casually in pads?
No big deal.
Like, unbelievable.
It's nuts, man.
I know it's a touchdown celebration, but I'm like, how does your body allow you to even do that at this point?
Yeah.
Is Dillon Gabriel the Heisman on his own team? Who has been the Heisman of the Ducks? If you had to give the award, Andy Johnson says, Gabriel, you've been great thank you for being a good leader.
Yeah.
But is it Gabriel, or would you go somebody a little off script here?
It's so hard because they're so deep and talented that, like, who would you pick defensively? Derek Harmon's probably been their best guy.
Harmon's been in the
He's
mix.
having an awesome year.
Yeah.
But I don't think if you take, like, I don't know.
It was probably Birch before the injuries.
Yeah. But now they're still playing great without him. Like, they haven't missed a beat without him.
I know.
That's the hard part. So I think he is. I think Dillon Gabriel is one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
It's just the easiest position for us to watch and say, good, bad.
Yeah.
Good, bad. Whereas, like, the offensive line collectively as a group is good. Do you key in on the left guard?
Right. Is it Josh Connerly at left tackle? He's your MVP.
And he's probably been worthy of being in
Poncho. Give it to Poncho, baby.
He's stabilized the center position for them. But we don't focus on them. We watch the guy with the ball slang the rock and go, great pass. That dude, he's the best.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they go undefeated in the regular season. They say they find a way to win a Big Ten title game. I wouldn't be shocked if Gabriel ends up winning it.
Well, it's the award.
That's the way it works, man. That's the way it works. You're undefeated. You're on the number one team in the country, and you're a quarterback. That's usually the guy who ends up winning the Heisman Trophy. Whether it's right or wrong, fair or not, I'm not going to complain if another Duck wins it. I just hope that if Travis Hunter continues this, and give Genty time. I'm not eliminating him in any way, shape, or form from this.
Because he might take on UNLV in the Mountain West title
Totally
game again.
could.
If he goes for like 200 yards.
Totally. I mean, he's at 1,400 yards basically right now for the year. He's got a great chance to finish over 2,000 yards. I don't think he's going to get to Barry's number, but he has a chance to do some historic stuff that we've never seen. When you have somebody doing something that has never been done before, that deserves the award. We can feel however we want about Colorado. We can feel however we want about Travis Hunter. If you're doing something that's never been done in the history of the sport before, that should get the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I think of all the Colorado stuff, Shador can get people riled because of the Roley celebration, though I don't feel like he's as in your face this year because they're maybe not shown as much.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been a pretty supportive teammate. He's played really well. Dion certainly elicits a response from people in either a good or bad way. You said you can feel however you feel. I feel like Travis is maybe the most universal person at Colorado that people go, he's awesome.
He's streaming on Twitch the Monday after a game in like a giraffe suit. Like he just seems like a goofy kid, man.
He is, yeah.
He's just having fun. He's enjoying the dream. He's going to head to the NFL and be a top 5 pick next year.